What if I told you that most people never actually grow up? That at 30, 40, even 50 years old, they're still making the same childish decisions that keep them broke, unsuccessful, and miserable? Today, we're counting down the top 10 signs that separate the boys from the men, the dreamers from the achievers. And if you don't recognize yourself in at least 7 of these signs, you're probably still living like a child in an adult's body. Drop a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. And if you're ready to level up your maturity game, smash that subscribe button because we're about to expose some uncomfortable truths. Sign 10, you stop making excuses and start making solutions. Picture this: 2 employees are late to an important meeting. The immature one blames traffic, their alarm clock, even the weather. The mature one? They simply apologize, take responsibility, and present a solution to prevent it from happening again. Maturity means you stop being the victim of your circumstances and start being the architect of your solutions. When your business fails, you don't blame the economy, you study what went wrong and pivot. When you're out of shape, you don't blame genetics, you hire a trainer and change your diet. The hustle community knows this truth: excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. Every successful person you admire got there by replacing "that's not my fault" with "how can I fix this?" Sign 9, you choose your battles wisely. Immature people fight every battle. They argue with strangers on the internet, get triggered by every opinion, and waste energy on conflicts that don't matter. Mature hustlers? They understand that energy is currency. They don't engage in pointless drama because they're too busy building empires. When someone tries to provoke them, they smile and keep working while others waste time being angry. Think about it: Elon Musk doesn't respond to every critic. Jeff Bezos doesn't argue with competitors on social media. They save their energy for what actually moves the needle. Sign 8, you value your time more than your pride. Here's where it gets interesting. Immature people would rather be right than be rich. They'll argue for hours to prove a point worth pennies, but won't invest 30 minutes learning a skill worth thousands. Mature individuals swallow their pride when it serves their bigger picture. They'll apologize even when they're right if it saves a valuable relationship. They'll admit they don't know something instead of pretending to be experts. I know millionaires who say, "I don't know, but I'll find out," more often than broke people say, "I can't afford it." That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Sign 7, you stop seeking validation from others. This one hits different. Immature people are addicted to likes, comments, and approval. They make decisions based on what others think, dress to impress people they don't even like, and change their opinions based on the crowd. Mature hustlers develop internal validation. They set goals based on their values, not society's expectations. They'd rather be respected by few than liked by many. They understand that the people who matter don't mind, and the people who mind don't matter. When you stop performing for an audience that isn't even paying attention, you start living authentically. And authentic people attract authentic success. Sign 6, you embrace delayed gratification. While others are buying designer clothes they can't afford, mature people are investing in assets. While others are partying every weekend, mature hustlers are building skills that compound over decades. Here's a reality check: every dollar you spend on looking successful today is a dollar you can't invest in actually becoming successful tomorrow. Mature people understand that temporary sacrifice leads to permanent improvement. They eat rice and beans while building their business, so later they can eat steak while their business runs itself. That's the difference between looking rich and being rich. Sign 5, you take full responsibility for your life. This is where boys become men and girls become women. Mature people understand that everything in their life, their income, their relationships, their health, their happiness, is ultimately their responsibility. No more, "My parents didn't teach me about money." No more, "My boss doesn't appreciate me." No more, "I never had the right opportunities." Mature hustlers know that successful people come from all backgrounds because success is about decisions, not circumstances. The moment you accept 100% responsibility for your results is the moment you gain 100% power to change them. Sign 4. You invest in yourself before anything else. Immature people spend money to impress others. Mature people invest money to improve themselves. They buy books instead of bottles, courses instead of cars, and experiences that teach instead of things that depreciate. They understand that the best investment is in their own mind, skills, and health. Because everything else can be taken away, but what's in your head stays with you forever. Warren Buffett didn't become wealthy by buying luxury items in his 20s. He became wealthy by investing in his knowledge and letting compound interest work its magic. Sign 3. You build systems, not just goals. Here's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Mature people don't just set goals, they build systems to achieve them. They don't just say, "I want to be rich," they create daily habits that build wealth. They understand that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So instead of hoping for motivation, they build discipline. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, they create consistent processes. Sign 2. You surround yourself with growth, not comfort. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Mature people are ruthless about their circle. They distance themselves from complainers, dreamers without action, and people who drain their energy. Instead, they surround themselves with people who challenge them, inspire them, and hold them accountable. They'd rather be the dumbest person in a room full of winners than the smartest person in a room full of losers. This isn't about being mean, it's about being intentional with your most precious resource, your mental environment. Sign 1. You understand that success is built in private. Here's the ultimate sign of maturity: you stop performing your journey and start living it. While others are posting motivational quotes, you're executing in silence. While others are announcing their plans, you're showing your results. Mature hustlers know that real work happens when nobody's watching. They study while others sleep, practice while others play, and build while others broadcast. They understand that the most important audience for your success is an audience of one, yourself. The grind doesn't need applause. The hustle doesn't need hashtags. Success speaks for itself, but only after you've earned the right to let it speak. So here's my question for you: how many of these signs do you honestly recognize in yourself? If it's less than 7, you've got work to do. If it's all 10, you're probably already winning in ways others can't understand. Maturity isn't about age, it's about mindset. And mindset is everything in the game of success. Drop a comment below letting us know where you're watching from, and more importantly, which of these signs you need to work on most. Subscribe to The Power of Hustle for more truth bombs that separate the successful from the stuck. Remember, growing older is mandatory. Growing up is optional. And growing wealthy? That's reserved for those mature enough to handle it. The question isn't whether you'll get older. The question is whether you'll get wiser. Your future self is counting on the answer.